have you been keeping up with Shedeur in Cleveland? What's the best piece of advice you've given him as a dad and as a coach?
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Jay the Sports Professor channel. Today's video, we're going to discuss why people are so fixated with this whole Shedeur Sanders not wanting to go to the Eagles. As a competitor his whole life, Shedeur has always been a starter, right? He's always been a starter. He's a competitor. Again, he is the son of an NFL legend who has high expectations for life. Never had a backup mindset, never had a let me sit back and just chill mindset. And Dion made a very valid point. I'm going to show you guys later in the video. By the way, for those who are new to this channel, please hit that like button so YouTube can push my videos out, because when it comes to Colorado, when it comes to Deion Sanders, I am an expert because I watch all their stuff, everything regarding them. I look at all the critics, I look at all the supporters. Like, I know what's up when it comes to the Deion Sanders and the rest of them, right? I'm a big supporter of them. So now when they do something wrong, I'm holding them accountable. For the most part, I love the way Dion operates. But anyways, we're getting back to Shedeur. Shedeur choosing Cleveland made sense because Cleveland didn't have anybody that was a guaranteed starter. Why would Shedeur sit behind Lamar? Why? I mean, think about it. Why would Shedeur sit behind Lamar? Lamar is a $100 million man who learns from sitting down, who learns from sitting on a bench, right? Who learns? And on top of that, he's sharing scout team reps with Dylan Gabriel and Zappy. So how's he really developing? Are they intentionally helping him with his drops? Are they intentionally helping him with his throws? What does that mean just to sit? Now, I know haters are going to say, well, Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre, and Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith. Yeah, I understand that. But they went to situations where they knew the quarterback was eventually going to, they're towards the end of their career. Okay, let's look at Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers in 2005, Brett Favre was at his highest, but Brett Favre was heading towards the end of his career at the time. Like, very end. I mean, Brett Favre spent about 18, 19, 20 something years in the league. Not just that, not just Brett Favre, but then when Jordan Love got drafted, Aaron Rodgers was at the end of, I wouldn't say the end of his career, but he was in his later years as well. So they had to draft somebody, right? But they knew that whoever they were going to draft was going to be an investment. Another person I'm going to talk about, right? Another person I'm going to talk about, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was selected in the first round. They knew that eventually Alex Smith was in his later years. I don't know what Alex Smith was talking about. Alex Smith don't know what the hell he's talking about sometimes. But I want y'all to see a clip of what Dion said when it comes to his stance on what happened draft night when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens, and why they wanted Shedeur, and the decision that came behind Shedeur's. I definitely agree with it, because as a competitor, why you sitting behind Lamar Jackson, how you gonna learn? They're two different type of players, as a matter of fact, too. Now, I could understand if Shedeur went to the Pittsburgh Steelers and sat behind Aaron Rodgers, because they knew eventually Shedeur was going to be that starter, and he's going to sit behind somebody like an Aaron Rodgers, who is a legend, the best thrower to ever throw the football, natural thrower, hands down. So I want people to really, people just really hate Shedeur. People really hate Shedeur. Emmanuel Acho, Shedeur hater. Chase Daniels, Shedeur hater. Jason Whitlock, Shedeur hater. As much as I love this dude, Coach Jason Brown is a Shedeur hater. I love Jason Brown, but he is a Shedeur hater. Who else is a Shedeur? Man, I can name a list of Shedeur haters. Shedeur got a lot of haters, man. A lot of haters. But when his time comes, and I know Shedeur has to stay ready. Got to be prepared, like what Dion said. But we're going to go ahead and play the clip of Dion. By the way, for those who are new to this channel, if you got to this point, please don't forget to hit that like button. Please do not forget to hit that like button and listen to what Dion said about draft night and him missing Shedeur and stuff like that. So y'all enjoy. Peace from Jay, the sports professor. Enjoy.
Have you been keeping up with Shedeur in Cleveland? What's the best piece of advice you've given him as a dad and as a coach?
Be patient and be ready. You got to be ready when it's time. But when it's time, you're going to know. And it's coming up.
There we go.
You know, I got a prediction. I ain't telling nobody. I got a feeling when it's going to go down. But it's going to go down this year.
It's going to happen. All right.
Yeah, he's going to get a shot.
And that's all you can ask for as a player. All you can ask for is the opportunity, right?
Tell me this, because this was all over the media, because I know y'all keep it a buck. That's why I love y'all to life.
Yes.
They made a big deal out of Philly called us on draft day.
Okay.
They didn't mention that. I just let a cat out of the bag.
I didn't know that. Yeah, okay.
Who was it? Baltimore.
Baltimore.
And the Browns. And the Browns. They forget, I know, I played for Baltimore, so me and Ozzie are cool. So
There you go.
we understood that whole conversation, and he wanted to talk to Shedeur as well as he wanted to talk to me. And I put Shedeur on the phone, and Shedeur, I don't want to say how it went, but how in the world can somebody fault him for saying or thinking, why in the world would I go back up Lamar for 10 more years?
For sure.
I've never sat on the bench and said, well, I learned a lot today.
That is a great quote. God damn, that is a good quote.